Silpra. What? Silpra? What? Silpra? I've had somebody come in and call me app before. I don't care about that. That's not a problem. It's just that when people try to shorten it, oh, acrylic backwards. Yeah, all it is when people try to shorten acrylic and they're like, because a lot of the time people assume that, oh, acrylic is just like a longer version of April. And the assumption is that my name is April, but my name's not April. And like acrylic isn't that difficult. I feel like obviously if you are dyslexic, there could be an issue seeing how many I's and L's. I get that. But I'm not going to freak out if you say acrylic with one L, right? Like everybody makes errors, like spelling's hard, you know? So yeah, I don't freak out about stuff like that, but it's really just because like more often than not, everybody just goes, oh, ho, 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 you know, you're acrylic, it must be, your name must be April, and it's like, you're wrong. Sorry, I found that way more amusing than I should. Yeah, what else did I miss here? The weightlifting era. Yeah, no, I used to do bodybuilding for several years. I did was it 50 kilo bench press, 400 kilo leg press, and I think it was like 180 lateral pull downs on my back. And those were like most of what I used because it did my arms, back, and legs majorly. But the thing is, I would go to gym twice a day. I'd go before work, I'd go after work, and I'd do weightlifting. Sorry, I'm just choking on a fucking chocolate covered sultana. I would do weightlifting every single day, and I'd do cardio, I think like 3 times a week. So I'd do extra weightlifting a couple of days a week and stuff. But I'd also go to the gym once on Saturday. Then I'd go for a walk on Saturday. And then Sunday I'd just go for a walk. But my walk was like 7.5 kilometers. And yeah, it was like 50 minutes or so. Like I did a lot of like exercise. When I say fitness is my passion, I'm not joking. I love the meme, but I'm being serious. I love like weightlifting and exercise and stuff like that. The only thing is that I have permanent injuries to my neck, back, and hips. So I can't do weightlifting. I can't do heavy weightlifting anymore. And yeah, as far as like my exercise and stuff, like I can do light stuff, but I also have, you know, medical conditions with Crohn's and shit that I have to be mindful of. Like, you know, severe dehydration can happen and stuff. And so I have to be really careful with how I exercise and stuff. So yeah, I did want to be a personal trainer at one point and that got stripped away from me real quick. I'm gonna go to work. No worries. What else am I missing here? I can take care of my body, but I was super depressed all the time. To go back and take care of myself better. I think the thing is, like, if you could go back and look after yourself and stuff, there's so many things that, like, we would probably want to do, but there's so many things also that going back and being put in that situation would almost PTSD us into, like, not doing it. So, like, it would be really difficult. Like, I don't get a choice. Like, the only thing I could do is aware of what happened, I could choose not to sit down on that chair when I took that phone call. That's literally the only thing I could change that I have an input in. My Crohn's disease is a chronic medical condition that I had no say in. And it literally, I went through all my physio for my injuries, and I was just getting back to a point where I could start to walk and stand around and stuff like that without being in horrible severe pain all the time, because I also have a chronic pain disorder as well from it. But when I got to the point where I was just recovering and returning to normal, that's when my Crohn's activated, and basically the following 2 years was just me almost dying, and then 2 years after that was kind of me recovering and learning how to human again. And then, you know, about a year or two of being kind of, in quotes, normal. And then another 2 years of mental break of not being able to function. So, been a hell of a life. It just has. That's all I have to say about it. Is like that's it. I don't know if I saved the brighter one over here, but that doesn't look like it. I know that is the one that I picked. That brightness is better though. There's something I want to do with, maybe I have to make her mouth smaller or more smiling or something. Because like Raid's good, I've moved it over. I almost wouldn't mind moving it over more. Maybe that would actually help, because if the A was a bit more centered. Yeah, I might do that. Alright. I love like when I've got to move one thing, but I actually have to move multiple things. I do want those to be connected, but like with the other one, I don't want them to be permanently connected. So this is going to be fun. Probably about that. That looks semi-centered. I love how much, I was going to say, I'm like, I love how much is lagging behind. It looks so cursed. That looks about right. That looks about as good as I could get that. I'm going to have to probably move her other hand forwards. What's what? So if you've ever noticed me having trouble with like right and left, it's because I'm ambidextrous. I was born left-handed and I was made right-handed for the most part, but like I'm pretty much confused when somebody says, oh, it's like whichever hand's what, and because like I can read upside down, backwards and stuff, so when somebody just says make an L with your fingers, and I'm like, both directions look like an L, like backwards, forwards, all of it, it's all an L to me. It doesn't help. Where is your thumb? There. Honestly, it's not a bad spot where it is, but I do want it to move. That. It looks a bit better over like that. This is why I didn't want to use this size one, because this gives me freedom to move it around. We saw St. Trinians earlier. Let's move that on. Yep, no. Like some of these songs, I have to like start catching them as they're coming along. When I think about left versus right, I feel it in my arm, but I also just understand it. Don't understand it either. Actually, I do understand what you mean, because when you think of left and right, you get a sensation. It kind of like is a feeling and a knowing kind of expression thing that happens, and you're aware of which one it is and where it is and stuff. I actually get something like that, not specifically with like hands and stuff. I get that with you know, when I lose stuff around the place. Like I have a feeling that I know exactly where it is. If I go look in that spot, I will find it, and more times than not, it's right. It's funny, as I'm like zooming in on this R, I feel like it's very Team Rocket-ish R. Can you imagine if I just put a big R on her shirt? You know what I didn't do with not hype, but with love, because she had the heart, I didn't have the star, and I'm gonna have to throw the silver back there in a bit of the shape of it. That's okay. I feel like her thumb needs to move more. Honestly, this has been the most chill, like non-ish art stream. I love it. It's great. That looks a lot better. I think all it was is I had to kind of move it across, because like with the heart, I feel like hers was higher up, but it's the same height. It's the exact same height. Maybe she just needs the heart in her mouth. Or the expression is the heart in her throat. That's actually what it is. You know, when your heart's in your throat and you can just like feel it and swallowing's hard and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's what the expression actually is. I have that on somewhere. I have to pull her apart to find out which layer has the heart. So, oh, there. Obviously, fucking hell. I'm like, where the hell is this? I'm looking for red, and you think red would be really obvious. I've got my glasses on, just to clarify that. I put that on at the start of stream because I'm like, I'm not gonna see shit, and I know it. Yeah, no, this is fine. Get this up in here. This is probably going to be pretty close to color. How centered to her nose is it? Hold on, let's put her skin back on. And her lines, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Okay, where is your line to nose ratio? Completely off center, but not by much. Man, I almost hit the X out then. Would have been something. It's not off by much. Alright. It doesn't look too bad, but I haven't heard Brooklyn bounce for ages. Probably that. It's more centered than not, and I could probably move it over by a tiny bit, and it's going to end up centered under her nose to make it look like it's right. Yeah. Well, let me get something that isn't that. Okay. Okay. I feel like the heart should be, you know what it should be? I'm pretty sure I kept, no, I didn't. I thought I kept my heart from before, but I did keep my swatches. That's what the fucking pink is. Okay, so really funny. Just hot quick. Let me just pull up this pink. Definitely off. Oh, it's darker. So that's too light. I don't have a pink skirt, but I do have pink hair, and I've been wondering where the fuck I got the pink swatch from. And it's almost, but it's not quite. But that is definitely where I got the dark pink for my avatar's hair. It's not the same. My Kitty Venus one is swatched off this, but my Kelly Venus one is swatched off that. I've been wondering where the fuck it went because I had this huge messy ass thing that had some pink in it and I couldn't figure out where the fuck it came from. And now it makes sense. This is why I made this, by the way. So I could like remember what the fuck shit is. Because I had, hold on. Where is it? I kind of almost want to show this blasphemy. Not that. This has got to be it. Yep, this has got to be it. Okay, bring that in. I had this blasphemous bullshit from somewhere, and I couldn't figure out where the fuck all this pink was coming from or what I was doing with it. But now, it's definitely the heart one that I was working with. If I open up this one, what pink are you? So I miss when this was on the radio every day. I think I used to play in the car. Because, like, I don't remember getting to hear it on the radio, but I also used to listen to. I used to listen to the radio and I would pop a cassette and record what was playing. And That used to be so great because you remember when you used to make your own cassette tapes of like all the favorite music you used to like listening to on the radio, and like you could just like anytime you felt like listening to it, you just have like a random mixture of stuff that like was even slightly missing the intro or had a bit of like the radio chatter. Because I used to pop in a tape and I would record like an hour of like the top hits or something like that, so that I could like have a few different decent songs. And when I found a song that I didn't like, I'd leave it at that spot. Like I'd leave it rewound to that spot and I'd tape over it next best chance I got. I used to do that a fair bit. Because probably one of the first things, I know the very first thing I ever saved up and bought myself was rollerblades. And the second thing I bought was a cassette player. And I had that cassette player until I moved here. I used to use it when I did renovations and stuff. And it obviously got like all kinds of damage. You know, you put it on top of a ladder, somebody bumps the ladder, it drops and breaks and stuff. It got to a point where it only played the radio. Wouldn't play. It also did CDs. It was a cassette and CD player. It was fancy. Didn't have a way to record cassettes, even though we didn't have CD player for a while in the car. Mum had a CD player in her room. The music stuff though. I don't know if I could record stuff in the car to cassette, but I did absolutely value the fact that because I had all those cassette tapes, when I did get my first car, it had a cassette player. Everyone was like, oh, you know, CDs, blah, blah, blah. For you got a cassette player. And I just bust out my little, cloister shell looking thing of all my cassettes. And I'm like, nah, I'll be right. I was so happy. I was so chuffed. It was just fantastic. I feel like the heart needs to be a different color, but I don't know what color it is that I want. In the meantime, I'm going to put a star on her shirt because, you know, she needs that. Above her there, star. This will be fun. I just mean we only had cassettes for the car, so you'd think we would have somewhere recording it at home or something to play it later in the car. Yeah, I guess. But like, I don't know. Like technology was weird in like the early 2000s and shit. Cuz like we had a mixture of like all sorts of things back then. Like we had what? You had radio, you had cassettes, you had CDs, you had VHS, you had CDs, DVDs, you had obviously like TV, and we had what the MP3 players. You had the internet that could play MIDI as well, MIDI files, and all sorts of stuff. Like there was all sorts of stuff around at the time. Like it was a fucking Wild West rodeo of fucking technology at the time, eh? I like thinking back to then because it's like it's wild to think that we had so many different things, you know? I was mostly gonna do this as pretty big stuff for the most part. I also don't want it to really impede on the RAID part, but it's fine. Physical media formats were way more distributed across multiple platforms. So then when smartphones came around that we ditched basically everything else. The other thing too is we used to have like a cool variety of smartphones too. Is this Yu-Gi-Oh version of the song? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was. Yeah, if you're ever not sure, just take a quick gander at the screen because it's either going to be, that shouldn't be playing twice. Yeah, let's leave that on. Some old shit in here. Yeah, it's going to be some good songs mixture moment. Haven't heard the song in decades or more. What, this one that's playing at the moment? Not surprised. Out of interest, my favorite song in existence is actually from like the 80s, I think. The Final Countdown. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I have it in this playlist. a previous one, but also haven't heard haven't heard this in at least a decade. Yeah, I guess the thing is, like, a lot of these will be 1 to 2 decades old, realistically, because like it's real easy to forget that passage of time goes so long, you know. Because often I'll be like, oh, it's only from like a decade or so ago, and they'll be like, wait a minute, no, it ain't. Pretty much just want to duplicate what I've got here. I could definitely take her arms out, but I don't think it's going to go that low because height, maybe. It can't hurt to just do it in case, because like worst case scenario, I don't see it when it gets smaller. I feel like this should be a lot smaller. It's so weird to me hearing some of the old music too, because like I haven't even listened to some of this stuff for a while. I should do. I should just do my classic star. Hold on. You know, what I always say is don't go reinventing the wheel if you don't need to. Um, Generally speaking, when I do my stars, like when I do them on paper, I hand draw them and shit. But when I do them on the computer, I don't see much difference in. Whoops, wrong thing. Yeah, I don't see much difference in doing it this way to just like regular. Let's put that back. There we go. Like if I'm going to draw it manually or if I just want it to throw a star down. It's a little bit too big. I want the angle changed. I like a lot. I probably should have just gone forwards by a bit. It would have been closer. It's fine. What? Too far. Take it back. Does anybody else get the too much take it back reference when I say that? It's from The Simpsons back when they had the I think the nanny. Well, they had the super nanny episode and they had like Bart was being an absolute brat and he was like, more pepper, more pepper. And Marge is like, are you sure? Kind of thing. Like she didn't say, are you sure? But she's like, she kept stopping and waiting to clarify that that's how much pepper he in fact wanted. And she kept putting it on. And then he's like, too much, take it back. And she was like really frustrated. And then I think they brought in like Super Nanny at some point. And I'm like, all right. I sort of want it like there. Oh god, it's pink. Fuck. I forgot my tablet and this pull the different colors together. I completely forgot. I love this song. I'm hurt for so long. It's like it's gotta be before 2008. Maybe 04, 06. I don't think I've seen that episode. I can't remember most of The Simpsons, but I watched so. I remember a lot of the old Simpsons because it's like a huge thing in my family. But yeah, I don't stress if nobody knows what I'm on about. It's just it's always cool if somebody does happen to recognize the reference, you know. Um but yeah, I know a lot of them. I know a lot of them just like off by heart kind of thing. Especially the older they are, the more I know them, you know. It was always on TV, but my parents were not happy with me watching it as a kid. See, it was on at dinner time in my household, and my parents liked to watch it. In particular, they weren't really a fan at the beginning, but they did eventually, like it kind of worked on them eventually. And then we kind of just, as a family, looked forwards to watching it whenever we were having dinner. The TV was in a completely separate room, and where my chair was on the table, I couldn't actually fucking see the TV. But, like, you know, they did so many hundreds of reruns over the years before they really started to kind of like expand and add more episodes and stuff later on. And I just kind of like feel like I know a lot of the old ones really off by heart because of that. Now, I feel like what I had before was right. Oh, hold on. The slightly bigger size was better. For some reason, taking it away in line with the A made it right. It need to be like slightly smaller. Yeah, slightly smaller. Okay. Okay. So if I was to zoom out and I wasn't clicked on that, Raid is still very obvious. I still really feel like I should have done something different with her mouth. But unlike with Hype, where I brought it in like that, I don't know if I'm going to pull it in tighter or if I'm just going to pull it up higher. It's probably going to be honestly higher than tighter. I think that looks a bit better than the other one. They're different but better. I'm going to straighten up her boobs a little bit though. I feel like those are off. You know? Don't mind me while I adjust my boobs, I guess. uh the weird shit that you can get away with, like saying and making as sus as possible. It's great. And that's a bit bigger. Yeah, because this side, I feel like this side is off. I think there's also a white line behind that I need to get rid of. White lines. Yep, that needs to go. Oh my god. Let's not have that one. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, man. That's some good shit. Actually. No, don't fucking jump past it. I'm trying to increase the volume. Holy shit. Calm the fuck down, VLC player. I'm pretty sure these dudes are Australian. Oh, yeah, they're British Australian. I thought so. My dinner be ready. Gotta go check. No worries. I was too invested in the song and I accidentally clicked. Fuck no. It's when the dude starts going weird with the escalating voice, and I just can't at that moment. Actually, I can leave that one up. I turned up the music a fair bit. Hold on. Yeah, this will be one of the ones from the Pony playlist. MLP visualizer. I honestly really like this song. This song slaps in like my car. It really does. Where did my browser go? Refresh that and let's see. There we go. That's all right. I do find like the red is probably hard to read. Then again, I don't have the greatest eyesight. How's that looking to you guys? Because like alternatively, where's my hype? I find hype's easy enough to read, but I know what it says. Whereas raid, I'm hoping that that's readable. Hype almost looks more readable. I do like it in the red though. Still hard to read. The red gets lost in the details a bit. I figured as much. Let's reopen. On. I wonder if I forgot to put the outlines on the red. Hold on. I did forget to put the outlines on. Yeesh. I don't think that's going to matter too much, but just in case. I probably should have paid attention. I shouldn't text outline law. Maybe blow up the outlines a bit, scale better on the emote forms. Unfortunately, if I want to scale up that outline, I gotta manually do that. Yeah, just like adjusting my seat. Anything I could do. Yeah, I know. That's literally the thing that I was like doing for a while there because I thought the same thing with hype. Hype has holy shit, the song's loud. Hype has a dark purple outline because we came across this originally. Hype was really hard to read until I put the dark purple outline on it. I put the darker red outline on this, but it may need a darker red. I'll try pulling it. I want to pull it smaller. Let's just do a couple of duplicates of the color choices we've got here. Yep. That is a lot clearer. But I'll make a couple and I'll see how it goes. Not just red, but I thought about trying to make it like really, really dark. But the other thing that did work was when it was light purple, because originally I wanted that to be a lot darker and I couldn't. Get rid of this one out of my face or I'll work on the wrong one. Like that is definitely clearer. It doesn't blend as much. It's still not great. I wanted to do red for this because I feel like it gives an overall thing. The alternate thing that I was going to do with this was make it blue, which had really nothing to do with my channel. I do have like some old green text, but I don't really want to make it purple like hype because it's in same. Maybe I can try a light blue. Like my eyes. I did consider that. Close all these. They're kind of they're trying to make it difficult for me to see what I'm doing. Might blend into the background of my outfit though. Do you ever look at a word for too long and it stops like reading as a word? Because that's what I've got with Read at the moment. It's like doing my brain in. I'll try it with blue and I'll try it with a dark. I'll try it with the dark red as well. I think that could be lighter. At some point it just becomes civil. So that's basically what I've got at the moment. Yeah. I'm gonna try the lighter blue. See how that goes. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me open up my other emote. There you are. That's very similar. The same concept. Same concept of darkness. I'm pretty sure I tried blue on Hype originally. You know, the funny thing is, I could make this green and I could turn that R into a P and she'd just be holding a sign that just says paid. That's how much of my brain's done in with letters at the moment. Yeah, I know, right? Just throw a couple of like fucking notes around the place. Oh man, you know the funniest part about green notes? Okay. So in America, right, which is primarily where like dollar symbols are in movies and stuff, right, is notes like bank notes are generally like green. And it was always really confusing because I'm like, oh man, you know, it's like same, as far as I understand, I believe that they're all the same color all the way through. Australia has like a rainbow color of like different note colors, right? And the only green one is $100 note. So whenever I see green like banknotes and stuff in like any like emotes or emojis and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's $100 right there. Man, I absolutely love how at some point during art stream, I always end up with like some kind of like fucking borderline delusional situation. Let me save over it. Actually, before I do that, let me save this one. We have the rainbow for our notes too. Oh my god, that's hilarious. I know. Don't export it like that. What I want to do... Calm down, Phoenix. It's not that serious. Fucking hell. He just walked into the door and yelled at me. I didn't even do anything. Okay, replace that. Because now this is the cropped one and I can fuck around with sizes. So what I want to do is I want to straight up like crop this back down to what I had before, which means bringing in the previous emote size like that. It's a mental bar sound effect or metal bar sound effect. You know, the worst part is I know the fucking metal pipes sound effect that you're talking about. It literally just played in my brain. Oh man. Actually, I'll do better if I open that up as a image beside me. Good. All right, let me put it like that. That way I can see it. Okay. I'm generally pretty good at replicating what I've done to where I've done it when it comes to cropping. You kind of like get to a point where like you can kind of like redo what you did. At least that's what I do. I've got my image up on my second screen and I'm working off where I had everything placed. It's all rough estimates, but it's not far off. I knew this would trigger some. Just sound off. How many people are envisioning Shrek right now? Calm down, Phoenix. That wasn't a question for you. Where are you? Oh, Phoenix sounded off. I didn't even know he knew what Shrek was. It's the castle breach scene, of course. Yeah. I'm glad. This stream makes you feel things. For anybody that's got like the problems feeling feelings, this is where you come to. Wasn't that low? There we go. That's the same size. Okay. I'm going to try one in blue, and I'm going to try one with the red with the outlines to see how those two look. I love how anytime I make an emote, I end up with like up to 6 variations of that one emote every time. Well, I might have had the blue one in the background. And Mongo the Giant Gingerbread Man falling into emote. I'm pretty sure that's the most iconic part. That's the one that sticks with me personally. You know, where he's like, I believe he's like, Donkey's still fucking, what? Did he? I'm trying to remember. I've got the Shrek movies mixed up in my brain. I think Shrek 2 was where he turned human, right? No, Shrek 2 is where he's trying to impress the parents, I think. And he's trying to find Arthur. The first one's where he has the transformation and he rides Donkey in the last minute to like try to save her and stuff. Yeah, I think. Fucking hell. I need to go watch Shrek. I'll do that later. Okay, the blue one is so much easier to read in a small font. Although the funniest thing is, my hype one is italic. I am not italicing this. Fuck that. All right. So you kind of can't see it, but if I bring these two in on their own, I don't know if I could bring them in at the same time. Fuck it. Give me open with Gimp and open with. Okay. So what we're looking at is when I make this tiny like that, Blu-ray's still really easy to read. And even though I fixed up, is that the same size? About that. Even though I fixed up the red, the red does kind of blend in. And the blue still stands out. And the blue's still unique enough compared to purple. Shrek 2 is the one with the fairy godmother. And he turns human and try to fit in with the royal family or whatever. Okay, so then Shrek 3, I remember Shrek the Third is where he finds out Fiona's pregnant. I guess I just thought that like the babies in the movie were there for longer. Yeah, because I remember the first one is like, he kind of like falls in love with her. She transforms into an ogre, and then yeah, second one he's trying to impress the parents. Third one, I think he's trying to get Arthur to come and take over the kingdom so he doesn't have to rule. And I know there is a fourth movie where he wishes that none of it ever happened. And Fiona is like super fucking cool. Like she's always cool, but like she's super cool in that one. And yeah, I don't think I saw the Christmas special. I don't feel like I saw the Christmas special. I see some Christmas specials, but I don't remember that one. But yeah, this is better. Fiona's babe in that. I just find it's her hair being down and the more fitted like warrior outfit does a really good justice. Mind you, I am very, very partial to like hair, long hair and like flowing hair and stuff. So all that shit's like, you know, what's that? Hold on. It's a nice. Hold up. Actually, I can play the sound effect. There you. Just bear with me a second. Don't go playing anything yet. We're not there yet. Not surprised. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious when hold on. We've got if you look at the hair in this, I think you can tell I like hair. I like flowing hair. I put some fucking effort into that. Yeah, where's my Santa Flirt? Not channel other alerts, here we are. Which one has the sound? That one. That one does. Okay, hold on. Where's my where can I play it? Hold on. Why did they change the things that made it difficult for me to find the thing? Yeah, test that. This. Oh. Yeah, that's perfect. I love that. If you've ever seen the actual video of him telling the story with the potatoes, good shit. Oh man, you're not surprised. Long flowy hair is the style of the 90s fantasy anime. Yeah, pretty much. But also, I've always had like really long hair as well. But like, I've always wanted to have my hair down to like my ass. But realistically, I don't want my hair to be that long because my hair's gotten past my elbows. So where my elbows is here, like it's gotten past that. So it's yeah. Where's a picture of her standing upright? I had her in here earlier. Uh, that image will do for like height and reference and shit. So where my avatar is, so my belly button's somewhere along here, across this like diameter here, right? And my hair has only ever just gotten past that because it's gotten longer than my elbows, and my elbows are just above my belly button, sort of thing. So my hair's only really gotten down to about here, kind of thing. Above my butt, like if I leaned back, I could probably get in a problem with that. But like I never, as much as I love really, really long hair, for hygiene purposes, I don't want hair that's so long that it could potentially like get in the way when I'm at the toilet or something like that. Although when my hair was really long, I used to have to wrap it around my neck to go off to the toilet or keep it up in like a like a either a ponytail or like a droopy bun kind of thing to like keep it safe and stuff. I've thought about that before. I believe that a lot of people with long hair, male and female, are not going to give a shit about the hygiene of that, and they're just going to go off to the bathroom and stuff, regardless of whatever's working and stuff. I think about this stuff because I think about what comes in contact with what, where, when, all that stuff's very important to me. That's a good song. But yeah, I legit give a shit about that stuff. So it's the same thing at the moment that I'm getting with my fringe. My fringe is down to like my collarbones, and I'm at the impasse of do I trim my hair to bring the length of my fringe and my overall hair closer together because I feel like I'm going to start growing out my fringe like longer because it looks good if it's at chin length and it looks good if it's longer than chin length but longer than collarbone. So slightly longer than chin length or longer than collarbone or cheekbone. All those three are fine. Everything else outside of that is terrible. Keep this one. Get this down to size and do. Had below shoulder length hair for a few months. I never got past that. Oh yeah. That kind of hair length is pissy to deal with though. I was going to say, Keelan, I saw you redeem the 10-minute break, but I am actually really close to nearly finished. Is it okay if I, what do you call it, refund the points? Because once I get this, once I get this down to size, I'll basically be stopping stream at that point. But yeah, otherwise I definitely would have taken the break. But I appreciate the thought. Get you your points back. Okay. I actually don't know what I set those as. I'm pretty sure I just fucking threw that in there or something. But yeah, pretty much once I've got these cropped down to size, I'll pretty much end stream at that point. Like, I'll still be up doing stuff for a while. I'm still going to be working on shit in the background, but stream will be over at that point. Also, Phoenix is howling in the background. He's perfectly fine. I always just need to, like, mention that he's fine. Just don't mind. Do you think it would be a good idea to make raid text RGB? Does he still have empty animated slots? I do, and I did think about that, but I sort of just for the purpose of reading it, because I think like when you're trying to read text, like I did think of this, but I do think that like reading the text might be a little bit difficult if it's cycling between colors, especially for anybody that's got any kind of like not specifically like epilepsy, seizure sort of stuff, but like anybody that's got like any kind of like issues with not like dyslexia and stuff. It's something there. I know that there's a fucking condition where that makes it hard to see, but I wouldn't mind. The only problem is I know it's going to cycle through like a color that's just not going to be visible very well. But I mean, it's not hard if I want to make it like raid RGB later. I can always do that. I definitely like rave. I will. Raid and hype. I initially wanted to. I could always make the whole thing like RGB, like with the horse. That'd actually be kind of interesting. I'll check that out in a moment. Refund the whole 1 point. Just to keep my stonks. I didn't know what I set it for. Oh my god, it actually shows me on the chat. Okay, I didn't know what I set it for. I just knew that when I made the 15-hour stream, I slapped together, like partway through stream, a channel redeem. And it was supposed to be like a copy of the 5-minute break one. But like, that was like probably in the first 6 hours of that 15-hour stream. I don't remember much. Like, I do want to sit down and rewatch that. I'll probably rewatch it when it airs naturally on YouTube. So I can kind of like just episodically watch it. Because when I watch like my VOD, I don't know, it's not like an attention span, but it feels intimidating to know that it's like 15 hours, you know? Whereas when it's like 30 minutes, I can like get to that in my own time and I will watch it anyway. So it'll be fine. Also, for anybody that's curious why I take the time to like scroll these down, even though like when you put it into Twitch, you just put in the 112 and it does it automatically. Because sometimes I use these elsewhere for different things and having them pre-sized is just so efficient. Like out of the blue, just efficient. Let's see. Remove the raid one I've got. And let's remove that one off the computer. Delete from library, please. But I don't accidentally use the one that's got the shit red thing around it. Are you? Yeah, it's much, much more visible. Okay, I'm gonna caps it. There we go. I just remembered about 5 hours ago I was gonna redeem Lav. It's fine. Look, I'm not streaming tomorrow night, but if you want, maybe like redeem it at the start of like Diablo or partway during Diablo and stuff. Like Diablo will be the regular amount of hours that I usually stream for. It's just that it's gonna be on Friday instead of my usual day. Man, I can't even spell acrylic. I'm trying to attribute myself here. There we go. Okay. Going to follower. Cool. And where's my thing? I so badly wish I had Stonk's emote. I wanted to send you right now. Well, it's fine. Let's see. Get out of my way, you. There it is. Okay. Yeah, that is so much clearer to read. Way more clearer. It's funny though, this morning my thoughts were like, oh, make it blue. And then I really tried to make it red, and red did not work. And ended up being blue, and I'm like, why did I resist that so hard? Like, why did I make that harder for myself? I want to move that over. There we go. All right. And the fuck else was I going to do? Oh, it's fine. Look, I'll look into like how it might look as RGB later. I'm not going to fuck around with that at the minute. But I do think it might make it really hard to see. But I definitely want like, I want to save some of the animated ones for, I want to get like a celebrate one, like a celebration one. I want to have a rave one. I've got, where's my list? Hold on. I had this open earlier today. My emotes and bit badges. All right. I want hug, wave. I want to redo sleepy. I want a sly look. Thinking thoughts. Like blushing baka. So instead of just blushing embarrassed, the big eyes stare. Maybe heart and hands or star and hands. I'm thinking star and hands might be better. Cry. Proper pouty. So redoing pouty. I want to fuck. Basically, fuck shit is what it's called. This emote is where you're like, fuck. Pouty tears as well. So pouty being both pouty and pouty crying. And pouty can probably also be used for big eyes. So when I probably redraw pout, I will probably have 3 emotes that will come off it. Don't know why, but all I can think of is the rage comic. Well, I have rave. I'd like to get Gump wave. Now, anybody that was around like really, really early on with my Discord and stuff. Hold on. Yeah, take me to Tenor. And I want Gump wave. Alright. It doesn't really matter which one specifically, but that will probably do. Actually, because it's a GIF, isn't it? I won't be able to show it properly. But I think like most people know. Oh. No. I think most people know like this emote where Gump's like standing there and he starts like waving furiously. I want that. I'll do that eventually. Like with my character, obviously. With that kind of level of enthusiasm that he has, you know. So I'll get that sorted out. Let's go to my